That residents of Gaza's Deir el-Balah are heading to the polls on Saturday for the territory's first municipal elections in more than 2 decades. Hoping to restore local governance while still reeling from Israel's devastating war, the central city was selected as a testing ground for a revival of the democratic process because it sustained less infrastructural damage than other areas in the besieged enclave. Nevertheless, the scars of Israel's genocidal war there are.
And as the US expands its war with Iran, opposition is growing, not just among the public, but inside the military itself. Some service members are questioning orders, exploring conscientious objection and speaking out. What's driving this shift and how far could it go? In this episode,
that WhatsApp is adding prepaid phone recharges in India in a move to get more users to transact within the app, even as it struggles to gain meaningful ground in a payments market dominated by Walmart-owned PhonePe and Google Pay. On Thursday, that WhatsApp said it is partnering with fintech firm Pehel to roll out prepaid phone recharges in India, allowing users to top up mobile numbers for major operators, including Jio, Airtel and Vodafone Idea, directly within the messaging app. That the feature will be made available to all WhatsApp users in the country over the next 2 weeks, Pehel confirmed to Tech.
And Tesla has revoked the interim pay package worth $29 billion that it gave its CEO Elon Musk last year, after the Delaware Supreme Court recently restored his larger $56 billion compensation award from 2018. And the company had given Musk the interim package in August 2025 to hedge against the possibility of Delaware's highest court rejecting his appeal. And Tesla had explained to investors that the interim package would be voided should Musk prevail. Here cannot be any double dip, the company wrote last year.
That tens of thousands of Samsung Electronics workers held a rally at the company's Pyeongtaek campus in South Korea on Thursday to signal they are prepared to walk off the job for an 18-day strike next month. The dispute at its core is over money. That the workers' union wants Samsung to scrap its performance bonus cap and redirect 15% of its operating profit directly to its workers. Samsung has not agreed and talks have stalled. Meanwhile, that the electronics giant is fighting the union both in court and at the negotiating table.
And Strictly VC's first San Francisco event of the year is nearly here, and with just a week to go, now's the time to grab yourself a ticket. And the venture and founder communities will be gathering at the Centro Filipino Cultural Center on April 30th for an evening packed with what Strictly VC does best, engaging in enlightening conversations with excellent speakers and with ample opportunity for networking that drives outcomes. And we're excited to announce one more speaker is joining our lineup. Eclipse founder and CEO Lior Susan, who has recently raised $1.3 billion to solely back physical AI startups. And that extensive investment will be explored in detail in our discussion with him as he shares his vision for what autonomy in the real world could look like as the convergence between the digital world of AI and our physical world evolves.
That Punjab has begun using its Safe City surveillance network to detect vehicles emitting excessive smoke and issue electronic fines through a newly established EPA monitoring desk. Officials said enforcement during the current month has led to action against 211 vehicles, with penalties crossing 1 million for violations of emission standards. Lahore EPA Deputy Director Ali Ajaz said pollution remains present in summer, but its impact appears lower due to seasonal conditions.
And Oppo has introduced the Watch X3 Mini in China, expanding the Watch X3 series launched last month. The new model comes with a smaller body and keeps many of the smart features found in the larger version. And the Oppo Watch X3 Mini features a 1.32-inch AMOLED display with a resolution of 466 by 466 pixels. The screen reaches up to 1000 nits peak brightness and is protected by sapphire crystal glass. And the watch measures 42 by 43 2 by 11.8 millimeters. And Microsoft has announced new pricing changes for its Xbox Game Pass subscription service. 2 of the 4 available plans will now cost less, but both will lose immediate access to new Call of Duty titles. And the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate plan will now cost $22.99, down from $29.99. Under the updated structure, subscribers will no longer receive new Call of Duty games at launch. Instead, and future titles will be added during the following holiday season, roughly 1 year later. Existing Call of Duty games will remain available in the service. And ASUS officially confirmed its exit from the smartphone market in January, but a new leak suggests the company is still working on tablets. Fresh renders have now revealed the first look at the upcoming ASUS Pad, along with several key specifications. And Islamabad. The Federal Board of Revenue's FBR, Directorate General of Customs Valuation, has increased the customs value for 62 models of older and used mobile phones, saying the move was aimed at aligning assessed values for duty and tax purposes with prevailing market rates. It emerged on Thursday. The development comes after senior FBR officials had assured a National Assembly Parliamentary Committee last week that mobile phone rates would be reduced in the upcoming budget. And a US naval blockade of Iranian ports is likely to squeeze Iran's oil output in the coming weeks, but claims it will throw the Islamic Republic into economic freefall remain premature. Analysts say after weeks of bombing and counterstrikes, focus has shifted to the standoff in the Strait of Hormuz, which ordinarily carries around a fifth of the world's oil and liquefied natural gas. And footage of a gunman shooting at panicked tourists lying atop Mexico's historic Pyramid of the Moon has renewed concerns about security in the country as it prepares to co-host millions of soccer fans for the World Cup this summer. And at least one person, a Canadian woman, was killed in the Monday attack in Mexico's Teotihuacan archaeological zone, a major tourist hotspot 30 miles north of Mexico City. And 5 soccer matches are expected to be played in the capital city when the global tournament kicks off in July. And Britain's Prince Louis celebrated his 8th birthday on Thursday, with the royal family keeping up the tradition of releasing a photo to mark the occasion. The image, posted on the social media accounts of his parents William and Catherine, the Prince and Princess of Wales, shows a smiling Louis wearing a blue quarter zip with his arms folded. And Spanish international Lamine Yamal is expected to be fit for this summer's World Cup, but his domestic season is over due to injury, his club Barcelona confirm. The 18-year-old left the field injured on Wednesday after scoring the only goal of the game from the penalty spot against Celta Vigo in La Liga, raising concerns about his availability for the World Cup 2026.
Pakistan has received its first shipment from Central Asia through a new trade route via China, marking a major shift as goods arrive while bypassing Afghanistan. The shipment from Kyrgyzstan reached Sost Dry Port in Gilgit-Baltistan, highlighting the operational launch of an alternative corridor that avoids traditional Afghan transit routes.
And iPhone and Samsung smartphones in Pakistan are finally able to run 5G. The confirmation comes from Zong and Jazz's official websites, which show a list of compatible phones that can run 5G in Pakistan. Jazz has not added support for iPhones yet, and only a few Samsung phones. iPhone 5G support is only available on Zong for now, and their list of Samsung phones is much bigger as well. Meanwhile, Euphony is yet to roll out 5G services.
BYD Pakistan has introduced a vehicle financing option in partnership with OLP Financial Services Pakistan Limited, allowing buyers to purchase its vehicles through flexible payment plans. The development comes as BYD expands its presence in Pakistan's growing electric vehicle segment, where it has introduced models positioned in the premium category. Honor has introduced the 600 and 600 Pro for international markets, making both smartphones available globally from launch. The new devices feature updated designs, IP69K protection ratings, large batteries, and 200 MPP main camera.
And British comedian Russell Brand has acknowledged sleeping with a 16-year-old girl when he was at the height of his fame, but said while it was exploitative, it was not illegal. The age of consent is 16, and I did sleep with a 16-year-old when I was 30, Brand told US right-wing host Megyn Kelly in a YouTube show broadcast Wednesday. and Julian Casablancas, the lead singer of American indie rock band The Strokes, probably raised a few eyebrows when he called out American Zionists during an appearance on Subway Takes and the YouTube show, in which people tell the host their most outrageous opinions on anything and everything. Sitting next to host Kareem Rama on a train in New York, the singer saved his most controversial take for the end, which was that, and American Zionists get the benefits of white privileged people but talk like they are black people during slavery. And Bangladesh recorded 194 child deaths due to measles in an outbreak that began last month, while the number of suspected child cases exceeded 28,000. The government data showed on Thursday between 3 and 5 children died from the disease every day for the past week. 5 children died on Wednesday, including 3 in the capital Dhaka and another 5 on Thursday. And Iran on Wednesday captured 2 foreign container ships seeking to exit the Strait of Hormuz and fired at a third one, marking the latest escalation of tensions between Washington and Tehran in the narrow shipping passage, and coming amid a United States naval blockade of Iranian ports, which commenced on April 13. On Monday this week, and the US military fired on and then captured the Iranian-flagged container ship Tuska close to the Strait of Hormuz in the northern Arabian Sea, as it was en route to the Iranian port of Bandar Abbas. In response, Iran accused the US of piracy.
That. Who? Arsenal versus Newcastle United. What? English Premier League where? Emirates Stadium in London. United Kingdom when? Saturday at 5:30 p.m, 16:30 GMT. How to follow? We'll have all the build-up on Al Jazeera Sport from 13:30 GMT in advance of our live text commentary stream. This season's Premier League title race is quickly and unexpectedly becoming one of the greatest in the competition's history.
And a group of prominent Indian physicists specializing in string theory has expressed solidarity with academics in Iran, Palestine and Lebanon, and condemning attacks on universities and civilian institutions during conflicts involving Israel and the United States. In a statement, and more than 50 string theorists, physicists working at the cutting edge of humankind's understanding of nature said they wish to express our heartfelt solidarity with scholars and civilians in the 3 countries amid what it described as the recent war initiated by the United States and Israel. And judges at the International Criminal Court, ICC, have confirmed all 3 counts of murder as crimes against humanity against former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte and committed him to trial. And the judges on Thursday said there were substantial grounds to believe Duterte, 81, played a key role in the murders of 76 people and the attempted murder of 2 others as part of his so-called war on drugs, and which prosecutors say killed thousands of civilians in the Philippines. And it's been clear for a while that Pehel wants to be more than just a newsletter platform. The LA-based company announced a slew of updates on Thursday that make that ambition even more obvious. The new features include webinars and AI analytics for podcasts, metered paywalls and paid trials. Taken together, the announcement is a clear sign that the nearly 5-year-old company is trying to become an all-in-one hub for creators and reducing the hassle of juggling various tools and services to run their businesses. With these additions, Pehel is positioning itself against platforms spanning newsletters, webinars and podcasting, including Patreon, Substack, Zoom, Kit and Ghost.
That. Security researchers have uncovered 2 separate spying campaigns that are abusing well-known weaknesses in the global telecoms infrastructure to track people's locations. That. The researchers say these 2 campaigns are likely a small snapshot of what they believe to be widespread exploitation of surveillance vendors seeking access to global phone networks. On Thursday, the Citizen Lab, that a digital rights organization with more than a decade of experience exposing surveillance abuses, published a new report detailing the 2 newly identified campaigns. The surveillance vendors behind them, which Citizen Lab did not name, that operated as ghost companies that pretended to be legitimate cellular providers and would piggyback their access to those networks to look up the location data of their targets.
And The suspension of goods transport in Rawalpindi and Islamabad has disrupted supply chains, leading to shortages of essential food items and fuel in the twin cities. Transporters and traders have urged authorities to reopen roads for goods vehicles, warning that continued restrictions could worsen the situation.
The Pakistan Telecommunication Authority, PTA, has announced new local peering and internet exchange points, IXP regulations 2026 through SRO 661-2026. The move aims to improve how internet traffic is managed in Pakistan, enhance service quality and reduce costs linked to international data routing. The regulations take effect immediately after publication in the official gazette.